Hey, it's Black Vader, aka I am Michael, with another reading from the code. You can get it at producejustice.com. We're on page 240 today, and we're still in the area of politics, people relations. Like I said, producejustice.com. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for everyone for watching, reading, and being a part of this. So let's just get into it. Question. During the refinement stage of white supremacy, what is the most difficult thing for great numbers of white people to do? Answer. During the refinement stage of white supremacy, the stage in which the most deception is practiced, the most difficult thing for great numbers of white people to do is say exactly what they think about non-white people directly to non-white people in regards to every area of activity, including economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war/counter-war. Question. If white supremacy racism is a system designed to mistreat non-white people, why do white supremacist racists help and allow great numbers of non-white people to acquire many material things and enjoy many comforts? Answer. White supremacists often allow great numbers of their subject creatures, both animals and non-white people, to receive many material things and to enjoy many comforts. They do this, however, for the purpose of best helping to maintain, expand, or refine selected parts of their white supremacist racist operations. None of these arrangements is in any way intended to help replace the system of white supremacy racism with the system of justice balance between people. Off note, that's kind of what I kind of assess in terms of immigration and in terms of people coming to America. No matter how like comforting, this city or dynamic is, the system is always going to be the system. And no matter if you come from Africa, Antarctica, or whatever, you're coming to America to be a part of that system if you're a non-white. Or just go to any other countries, because the system of white supremacy dominates the entire globe. So, like it says, we're their subjects in a way, and there's many comforts to be allowed, if that's the word I want to use, is allowed. So let's continue to go into this. Question. What are some of the best ways to keep learning how to counteract the refined white supremacist racist practices as they use newer, more confusing, and or more seductive methods of mistreating non-white people through the pleasant or less painful deception? Answer. Make lists of what the white supremacist racists do when they appear to be improving, refining the practice of racism, white supremacy, often under the guise of trying to end it. Make lists similar to the following example. Refined white supremacists, deceitful racists sometimes do the following. Make sure that non-white people are classified and are satisfied and happy while being deceived into rendering service to the system of white supremacy. This is done under the guise of comfort, excitement, patriotism, and while falsely claiming to be seeking justice. Examples of this I can use is for comfort, money. If you pay a non-white person enough money, they're not going to try to fight the system of white supremacy. Excitement. If you put gifts as like sports or entertainment in front of them, novelty, in front of a non-white person for clout or whatever, that's not gonna, get them out of the system of white supremacy. Fame won't get you out of the system of white supremacy. Even it says patriotism. So you can be a great patriot among America. And there are cases where, there's veterans, black veterans who have fought white supremacy and not even seeing the same respect as the average veteran on the street who is homeless, or there's many people who I know who are veterans and they don't get nearly the same type of respect that the average white veteran would get as well. Or even just looking at them, you don't think they're a veteran, or you don't even think they're part of this country. Even me, I'm a veteran, but you see them as black first. You see them as non-white first. But let's continue to read. Furthermore, make large sums of money available to non-white people, gold, etc., but not in a manner that allows them to not be subject to the will and continue to be victims of racist men and racist women, white supremacists collectively. When questioned, they may say many things, but they do not admit that what they teach is a glorification of racism, white supremacy. They disguise what they do by using deceptive titles for what they do, such as religion, patriotism, compassion, justice, peace, liberty, freedom, God, love, goodness against evil, etc. These can all be used in a way that white supremacists can be deceitful. Furthermore, play very deceptive games with words in so-called legal systems and do so in order to cause their victims, non-white people, to think that justice is being produced when in truth, white supremacy is being maintained, expanded, or refined. Just like the 13th Amendment to abolish slavery, they say that slavery is abolished, but furthermore, it says if you're a criminal, you're a slave. So, it's just a narrative that black people have, or non-white people have changed in this country to where instead of being slaves, we just turn into criminals, which and thus form as slaves. You can look all this up. Pretend that it does not matter if large numbers of non-white people, particularly non-white males, engage in sexual intercourse with white women, while in fact the refined white supremacists, deceitful racists, make absolutely certain that they have total control over the sexual activities of all non-white people who interact directly with white people. Kill in other ways do harm to the white people who use unrefined racism by using open and direct violence against non-white people. The refined white supremacists do harm to the unrefined white supremacists whenever there is reason to believe that fooling or tricking non-white people is more efficient and effective than using direct violence against them. The refined white supremacists know from experience with sophisticated skill that non-white people can be deceived into willingly serving the system of white supremacy, and any other form of injustice. So it's like if a refined white supremacist kills known white supremacists to control black people, let's say who would be considered like super fucking racist? Let's say Donald Trump or something like that. But a lot of people think Donald Trump is racist. But let's say like Joe Biden kills Donald Trump or does something to Donald Trump in public and he saves a black family or something like that. Everybody would be like, oh man, I love Joe Biden. Joe Biden's like my best friend. I love him so much. We should all just vote for Joe Biden because he saved his black family. But in terms of his policies and his actions outside of that event, replicate like evil towards non-white people, it was just a tactic, More, provide weapons and other materials of destruction, poison, chemicals to non-white people, and do so in a manner that makes sure that non-white people use them against each other. They spread poison, chemicals, diseases, etc. among non-white people while pretending to help them. That's sort of what I think what this whole marijuana thing in the world is right now. It's like, it's becoming legal, but, it really just confuses a lot of people, makes people slower, screws them up. But that's my opinion. Provide so-called educational systems that are carefully designed to result in non-white people being opposed to each other and being non-constructive in what they say and do in regards to each other. Next, guide the sexual activities or so-called homosexual anti-sexual activities among the non-white people in a manner that produces a destructive result. They do this by many methods, sometimes including the so-called adoption of very young and unsuspecting non-white children. Sort of like how they're trying to, put those behaviors in sort of schools when, kids really shouldn't be knowing like their sexuality until they're a lot older. But since you introduce this type of lifestyle into them at young ages, it's just gonna mess with their heads. Play games with so-called voting systems and do so in ways that cause their victims, non-white people, that think that non-white people have constructive power that they do not have. These so-called voting systems are designed to deceptively allow non-white people to choose between two or more forms of mistreatment and justice. So if you got one white supremacist on one side and the other one's on the other side, and you have to choose between two of them, who are you going to choose? And they're both white supremacists. Lead their victims into believing that they, non-white people, are being patriotic when they fight, maim, kill, and or die in effort to produce justice. In truth, the fighting, maiming, killing, and dying is for the purpose of supporting the system of white supremacy. Sort of like how Muhammad Ali didn't want to go to the Vietnam War, but he was still getting backlash for fighting a white man's war that Vietnamese people didn't do for him. So that's another example. But a lot of people want to say he's unpatriotic when he had the greatest freaking funeral I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think it was still disrespectful that the white supremacists ended up putting it in that KFC building. That's very disrespectful, and you guys know what you did. Use talk about religion in such a manner as to indirectly entice and motivate non-white people to willingly and deliberately support and defend the system of white supremacy. Another one is smile, shake hands, embrace, kiss, bow, say nice things, and nearly always are courteous and very helpful in doing many things that appear to be constructive, but in truth are calculated in advance to directly or indirectly help to support the system of white supremacy racism. Refined white supremacists, deceitful racists do not openly use terms like chinks, dinks, darkies, dinge, gooks, japs, mud races, niggers, etc. to refer to non-white people. And this is in the book, you can read it. So, yeah. And next, we're going to continue on further on page 242. That was more in politics, people relations. It's just some of the things the refined white supremacists use, to basically be a dick all over this world. If you guys like the video, just like it, I guess, share it, whatever. It's all good. I just want to, do a little bit of the code today, stay on code, and everyone else staying on code too. That's it. God bless everyone. We can all do what we can. That's all we can do. And shout out to everyone who's a part of this. The more we do, the better we all are. So let's get constructive, get producejustice.com, and God bless everyone.